Most people know at this point that Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and NATO overthrew the government of Muammar Gaddafi in Libya, plunging the country into utter chaos. But did you know that you can actually read Gaddafi's theory for how he wanted to develop his country in what's called the Green Book? And once you do, you'll understand why the US wanted to overthrow this man. And no, it's not because he was a horrendous dictator who was murdering his own people and eating their puppies. In fact, Gaddafi spends much of this book laying out how the country's democracy will look and explaining that power needs to come from the bottom up, not the top down. The real reason the US wanted to overthrow Gaddafi was because of what he lays out in chapter 2 of this book, the solution to the economic problem, socialism. See, what Gaddafi did was barred multinational corporations from extracting Libya's resources and instead invested those resources in Libyan development. He created tons of jobs and social programs for the working people, which made Libya one of the most prosperous countries in all of Africa. He also planned to create a development bank for Africa so these countries would no longer be dependent on the Western-dominated IMF and World Bank. This would have greatly weakened U.S. power and the freedom of multinational corporations to exploit Africa's resources, and so the U.S. had to take Gaddafi out. I mean, they didn't have to, but they had to if they wanted to continue robbing Africa. And now Libya's been transformed from one of the richest countries in Africa to a country where slaves are being traded out in the open. They're in a perpetual state of civil war where warlords are fighting in the power vacuum that NATO created. But at least Africans don't have a development bank that can help them build infrastructure. Yeah, that would have been tragic for Western bankers.